Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Amateur Commentator. Here we are with yet another episode of a pre-season review for IPL 2022 for one of the team. And today we will be discussing about SRH. Hi, Somit. What's your view about the SRH team for the 2022?
Hi, Anshul. It was a shit show there last year. Pardon my language, but I think I'm hoping that things have been resolved and they perform well, because this is one of those teams who have done well over the past few seasons. And the last season, whatever happened with their captaincy, with their team selections, I don't think that's something that SRH fans, especially seeing how much cricket is loved in Hyderabad, I think their fans would have been very disappointed with their performance on and off the field, both. So I am hoping good things from them this time around. They picked up a fairly decent side. They've got a lot of players who were already there, so they've got them back again, especially the bowling lineup, uh, and a few of the young Indian players whom either they retained or they got them back during the auction. So I'm hoping that they do well. My only concern is like the how fit is Kane Williamson, because he has not been playing a lot of internationals, and I think that's going to be a major concern. But otherwise, I think I'm hoping for a decent season from SRH.
Absolutely. So let's just take a look at in terms of what can be the possible playing 11 for SRH.
Sure.
We have Kane Williamson, we have Abhishek Sharma, who is poised to open, along with Kane Williamson, as Natarajan stated before the tournament. We have Aiden Markram and Nicholas Pooran in the middle order. We have Rahul Tripathi, and we have Abdul Samad. So it looks like a fairly decent top six batting order. But as we have seen, as we have also talked about, Abdul Samad and Abhishek Sharma have been in the IPL and domestic circuit for quite some time now. Yes, we have a lot of cricket due to the pandemic the last couple of seasons, but it will be an important season for them if they want to leave their mark and to be in the probables for the India national team going ahead. So it will be a very important season for at least these two players. Then we have Washington Sundar, who is also coming from yet another injury. We have Gopal, who will come, whom we feel will accompany him in the spin department. Then we'll have Mark Jansen. He is a very young player and a very good prospect. We have seen what he can do, at least in the bouncy wickets of South Africa. We'll figure it out much more in terms of how he's able to perform across all the matches in Mumbai. And yes, evergreen Bhuvneshwar. But apart from that, one of the key question which I wanted to talk about is Malik or Natarajan. Who, according to you, should be the last player who should fill the playing 11?
Uh, I would choose Malik at this point, based on two things. First one is that they have retained him, so I think they have faith in him. He just played last 4 or 5 games last season, and they decided to retain him. So that is a sign of trust in him. So I feel that is one of the reasons why he could play. The other being the fact that I saw some of the net videos from Hyderabad nets, and he was bowling pretty briskly. It must have been 145 to 150, and those bouncers. I mean, Nicholas Pooran, I think he may have given the secret of how to get Pooran out. Uh, Pooran had not had a great IPL last season, but this time around he would be hoping great things. But in the nets, like Malik was playing along with him. So I think that they may go with Malik, but I wouldn't be surprised if they start with Natarajan and then maybe over the course of the season change from Natarajan to Malik. That's one question. That's a pertinent question, and one of the things that will decide is what kind of strategy that they are, what kind of tactics that they are going to employ. If they play Malik, I see him more of a middle over enforcer kind of thing, whereas Natarajan is more gives them much more option in the depths. And with Bhuvi and Natarajan bowling in the depth overs, I think those will be pretty difficult for any team to play. So
Absolutely.
how Hyderabad goes about would depend a lot on what kind of tactical things they bring into picture.
Absolutely. But one thing which I feel is, come say Wankhede or Pune, I still feel SRH might prefer Umran Malik, and say in the stadiums like DY Patil or Brevon, Natarajan would be a very handful bowler because of his variations and the kind of nature of the wicket which is available there. But I think Umran Malik should play at least majority of the matches which will be in there in Wankhede, unless he's not fit.
Yeah, so let's talk about their Indian talents. Let's start with Abhishek Sharma opening the batting. He captained Punjab. In fact, he's just 21, so he's pretty young. He has been there in the IPL for a couple of seasons now. So has Samad. They also have someone like a Washington Sundar, who has already played for India. They have the ex India under 19 captain and currently playing for UP, Priyam Garg. So these are some pretty decent young Indian players who are like 20, 21, who have a long way to go to make it to the Indian team, maybe except for Washi, who has been there. What are your expectations from these young Indian players?
See, first time when I saw Abhishek Sharma in under 9 when he was playing under 19 cricket for India, I felt that he is someone who should play for India. He had, he is very good in terms of batting, in terms of stroke play, and he is a very good fielder. Apart from being a left-arm spinner, so I am surprised in terms of the success he has not had based on the limited opportunities which he has received till now. But now, since he is expected to come top of the order, I believe we'll be able to see more out of him. And the same goes with Abdul Samad as well. Most of the times when he came to bat for SRH, there were not a lot of overs for him to capitalize. But the limited amount of what we have seen, he's a very good power striker. Saying that, yes, I would like to see more of Abdul Samad and Abhishek Sharma out there in the middle batting. That will be an important aspect for them to showcase their talent, because when most of the time when you're coming only with 2 overs or 3 overs left in the bag, you do not have a lot of options to showcase your skills.
What about the foreign recruits this time around? I mean, we have seen Indian Markram doing well for South Africa. It's again one of those potential not completely realized, but he's still a young fellow. He's still got a lot of years in him. Nicholas Pooran had a bad IPL 2021. He would be trying to forget that. In fact, did pretty well when he came to India and scored those three half centuries on the trot against India in the T20 games. So Markram, Pooran, Williamson obviously is there. The likes of Son Abbott and Marco Jansen. What are your views on these? And also, one of the aces they have is Romario Shepherd, who again we saw him play in India. So, what are your views on their foreign recruits?
See, for them, since they have already made Kane Williamson as a captain, and he's not 100%, it will be very important for them, to field the best possible 11. Because the number of matches which Kane Williamson will miss, it will be extremely difficult for them to be that much competitive, I would say. But I'm not sure if they spend their money wisely on Nicholas Pooran. I know we also discussed the same during the auction. Again, he may completely prove me wrong, coming out on the park and scoring say 60 or 70 out of just 20-30 balls. But based on the form and how he's performed last season, I think they missed a plot and they spent too much money on Nicholas Pooran. Yeah, that's my view.
So, would you like to, if let's say Pooran does not perform well in the first few matches, would you actually like to have someone like Glenn Phillips replace him? Because Phillips is also a wicketkeeper batsman, much like Pooran, or rather you would have an Indian player and then have Romario Shepherd actually play as an all-rounder. Maybe give the keeping to someone like, let's say, Rahul Tripathi.
See, there are two aspects here. Okay, one, we are talking that Nicholas Pooran might not have a very good run. Secondly, Kane Williamson might also not play all the matches. So if both of the things happen, then essentially we can include both Romario Shepherd and Glenn Phillips as well. But if Williamson is fit and ready to go, and Nicholas Pooran is not performing well, I'll probably go with Glenn Phillips first, then going back to Romario Shepherd, because at least from the all-rounder point of view, we already have someone like Abhishek Sharma, Abdul Samad, and for that matter, Washington Sundar, who can bat and bowl together. So I'm not sure, if Nicholas Pooran is not performing well, they will directly go to Romario Shepherd, or they would like to try Glenn Phillips as well.
So who are the three players that you would be looking forward to? Who are your top three picks for the season this time?
So two of the players I already spoke about. One is Abhishek Sharma. One is Abdul Samad. And the next one, I know Washington Sundar is already in the mix, but I would like to talk about probably Bhuvneshwar Kumar, because before the West Indies and the Sri Lanka series, he was not in very much good form. But at least in the last couple of series, we are able to see a glimpses of what Bhuvneshwar Kumar used to do earlier in his career. So it will be very important for India, because heading to the T20 World Cup, he along with Bumrah most probably would form the core of our bowling, pace bowling. So I would like to see him perform better. The last year also for him was not a very good year for Bhuvneshwar Kumar from his standards. What we saw a couple of seasons back. So yeah, these are three players I would like to watch out in terms of performing well.
Yeah, I think it would be an important season for Bhuvi as well, considering that we have the World Cup few months later, and he is one of those players whom India would be depending a lot on. He has been a consistent there. Saying that, I think I'd actually rather I'd like to see what kind of opportunities young Indian players get. Someone like a Vishnu Binod or Priyam Garg, and also R. Samarth from Karnataka. He has also been doing pretty well for them. So those would be people that I would be looking forward to seeing what kind of chances they get, because this is a young side. Abhishek Sharma is there. There is Abdul Samad. There are other young Indian players, and what kind of opportunities they get and how well they come up. That is something that I would be interested in. So, what are your predictions for SRH? Where do you see them ending at the end of the season?
They have a lot of talent. They have a pretty decent bowling lineup, but they'll have to play very well to get into the top four. That is something which I would say. I'm not completely discounting them that they will not be able to reach the top four, but to reach there, a lot of Indian players and a combined effort would be needed to reach there, because we know Kane Williamson is not 100% fit, so there will be added pressure on the other players as well.
Okay. So basically, are they going to fight for top four? Because I think I am not sure. I have my doubts. They could be there because they have a good bowling attack. It's something that they've always they've kind of depended a lot on their bowling attack to pull them out, with scores like 140 being defended by that this attack, in fact. So, but I have my doubts as well.
So one thing we are forgetting here is there is no Rashid Khan, there is no Sandeep Sharma, who were at least the call, and there is no Siddharth Kaul as well. These three players, bowlers, were there when SRH was actually defending those scores. So yeah, they have a decent replacement, but it will be difficult for them this time around if they are defending similar totals.
Yeah, Shreyas Gopal is no Rashid Khan, obviously. Yeah, I think they may be struggling a bit, but Tom Moody is a good operator, is a canny operator. So let's see what happens. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. That's it from our side for Sunrisers Hyderabad. We'll be coming with another episode on the other teams, and please like, share, subscribe our content. Write back to us on what you'd like to see improving in the channel and what kind of contents also you'd like to see. So thank you.